Hello everybody, so I thought I'd cover well, I've actually done this before on my old channel, and I could have uploaded the original video, but I thought, you know what, it's been a while since I've done a video kind of like this, so I thought I'd go over this guy. Walter Babst is definitely one of the more memorable predators. Everybody, I think he stands out. If everybody was going to do a top 10 of some variety, he'd kind of be up there, I would argue. He is memorable for a number of reasons. I would say his kind of reaction to the situation is more notable. The fact that he's a school teacher is obviously shocking and adds a whole different context to the whole situation, as you know, which you don't need me to go into in any detail, of course, but there are other teachers that got caught. Rutherford is one that stands out, but he's a very different character to Babst, and I don't think his chat log was as graphic. We'll have a look at that as well. But his reaction is gold, really. It's kind of a total kind of acceptance, really, of the situation, which is it's kind of like we get that enjoyment out of seeing these guys completely crumble. You know, there's a lot of elements of why we find that entertaining. Hopefully it's more along the lines of getting these, you know, seeing these people get what they deserve. I'm sure that's a big element of it, not just pure schadenfreude. Is it schadenfreude? Schadenfreude, you know what I mean.
Okay. Hey, how are you? Pretty good. Why don't you have a seat right over there, please? I'm under arrest.
You see, straight away, am I under arrest? He knows he's doomed, basically. He doesn't quite obviously know, but if some guy like Chris Hansen walks around the corner in a, you know, looking pretty suave in a suit, you know something's wrong. He's a school teacher, so he's got a reasonable amount of intelligence. One would certainly suspect that due to his reaction, he knew that there was a possibility that this could happen. So let's should we have a look at the chat log? Okay. So straight away, kinky man in Corona. I mean, he's not hiding under any subterfuge there, is he? It's all. It's quite clear what he's after. Not that that gives him any permission, but you know, not quite as blatant as Bald Beaver Hunter. Apparently that wasn't the reason why he chose that screen name as well, which is quite funny. Beth, you were a real cutie. How are you doing? You know, I think I remember the picture of what Bubble Beth looked like. It was like a kid with a Santa hat on. And I think I remember in the show that they went... it was a Dateline staffer when she was a teen or something along those lines. Beth, you're a real cutie. How are you doing? Oh, thank you. I'm fine. Cool. Smile. What's your age/sex location? You there? Lol. Okay, bye. Sorry, Beth. I got booted off. Okay, so there's been a bit of problems with the connection. Cool. You really are a cutie. No school this week? Not till next. Cool. I take it parents aren't home. Mum's at work. Yeah. Well, don't think she would like you being in adult chat. It's just Cali route. What? Yes, have to go into an adult area to get there. It's cool. I don't care. Lol. Just telling you, Mum might not like it. I don't care. She don't know. She's leaving this weekend anyway. Well, obviously that's what he wants to hear, isn't it? That's already what he's getting at. You can tell already he's been quite forward. I remember Chris saying in the show his chat was graphic. I'm not going to go into this in it. I mean, I suppose it could spawn another video. I just wanted to give the footage and his character a bit of context before I start breaking it down. Oh, that's cool. So you're independent here. Very cool. Just watch out for guys like me. Echoes of Lawn there. Don't give your address to any other. I mean, I think he's just trying to establish if that's what she wants. You know, he's testing the water, isn't he? He's quite clear what he's after. What you mean, guys like you? You seem nice. Smile. Oh, I am a nice guy, but I really think you are cute. But I am a nice guy, but I really think you're cute. Which, you know, so he's a nice guy, but there's a big but. I like big butts, and I get. Never mind. I not just in that. What's that say? And not just in that innocent. Oh, isn't she a cute girl? Way. Oh, for reals, yeah. What's it at 40? Male in Corona. I know you're like 40. Lol, way old, I know. Cool. Is your profile pick your only pick? Nah, I got one more. I bet you look great in skirts too, don't you? I look alright. Well, I love a girl in skirt. How do you get to shop for yourself? Okay, let's just... So, I mean, we're already... You know, it's quite clear he's like a dog with two dicks, isn't he, basically? He's, you know, we're only a few minutes in, he's talking about underwear. See how long it takes until he gets... Oh, Christ. That's not good. Well, I will get naked too when we would have sex. It's like that segment from the show, innit? What you want to do with me? Wow, you want to do that with me? Yep. I don't know, I've never done anything like that before. I'm good at it. I'm sure you would be awesome. You have to learn, yes, but I know I would totally... but I know I would totally enjoy it. Oh, well, that's alright then, isn't it? Fucking hell. That's pretty disturbing, isn't it? You know, that have you had your period yet? I mean, you know, obviously, it's just a way of establishing where she's up to. We don't, you know, it'd be interesting to see what would have happened if she'd said no. I mean, he's put a frown there, but I think that's just to appease her. You know, I don't know. I find that odd, but I come a lot, and it is potent. Right. Okay. I mean, why would he feel the need to bring that up at that stage? Oh, that could make me pregnant, right? Yes. Oh, would you prefer not to use condom and pull out, but be risky because you're sort of... I mean, we don't really need to go any further, do we, with regard to this chat? I think you get the idea. It's not pleasant to read either, you know what I mean? In fact, let's just jump ahead. I don't like to go over the more graphic chat logs in any detail. Really. I don't see the need. Yeah, you can see it's... I will pull it out and shoot my... Yeah, he's this guy's pretty sick, as he alludes to himself, which we'll have a look at.
No, I want to talk to you. Go ahead, have a seat. What's your name?
John.
John what?
I knew it. Go ahead and look.
You knew what? No, just sit there. John, what's your last name?
Hunter.
Hunter.
Was that part... Was he just trying to throw him? He just oh, it's John. Yeah, somehow thought... I mean, he just... Whatever, he's just desperate, isn't he? Oh, yeah, it's John.
And how old are you, John?
43.
42.
I think he was 40, wasn't he? Was he actually 43? He said in the chat he was 40, but I suppose it's not unusual for them to... I don't see why he'd add an age, so he maybe is 43.
And what are you doing here?
Getting my ass kicked.
Well, that's an understatement, isn't it? Sorry about the poor quality of footage, guys, by the way. But, so be it. Getting my ass kicked. I think that's a way, because obviously he's going to think that Chris is a detective. And I think that for him to say that, it's kind of like a way of him exerting some kind of responsibility and making the detective think that, yeah, I've done a bad thing, please let me off, kind of thing. He's trying to play the game a little bit. He's in a desperate situation, as all these guys are.
Getting your ass kicked.
Yeah. I knew it. I knew it was a setup.
I hate it when they fucking say that. You didn't know it was a setup, did you? Because if you knew it was a setup, you wouldn't have gone. You suspected it was a setup. But you're a fucking dirty pervert, so you went there.
No, I need you to sit down, please.
I need you to just arrest me, take me to jail, and execute me.
I think some would say that that's probably the only smart thing that he's ever said. I'm not going to go into any kind of detail on appropriate forms of punishment, but I think what I was saying earlier about why he's memorable, it's kind of this I've done it, do what you want with me kind of thing. I don't think it makes him any better a person at all. I think it's just different personality traits. At the end of the day, his survival mechanism now, he's just in panic mode. I think he's emotionally unstable. I think that this school teacher element that he's got, what I mean is the fact that he's a school teacher and he's so perverted, which you can see from the chat log. Maybe he's been suppressing this for a long time, and it's just exploding now, or at least when he was in the chat log. If he has these proclivities to be attracted to these girls, and he's working in a school, he's going to be going nuts. He's not got a grip of it. How deeply this kind of attraction runs. So in other words, I always like to use Dustin McFetridge as a kind of example of the more extreme levels of perversion. That is someone who's genetically attracted. He's, because of the amount of images he had on his computer, the fact that it really, really turns him on. Now, obviously it does with all these guys, but I think there's some that are not. It's not specifically like with Lorne. He'll just go with anybody. I believe with Lorne, the attraction with him, I think it's more because of his immaturity, his stunted development, the fact that he is childlike, the fact that he can't get someone his own age. It's a combination of factors. I don't think Lorne is someone who would. I know some people would disagree with that, and that's fine. I don't think he's someone who would sit there for hours and hours on end downloading child pornography. But with regard to this guy, I don't know. I would certainly say there's obviously a problem. It goes without saying, doesn't it? But what I mean is, I don't know how deeply that is. It's kind of like you can't really gauge it, can you? You'd have to sit down and have an honest chat with these guys. He obviously has. For him to be asking questions like when you've had your period yet and all this stuff, he's got a huge problem that he's never dealt with. And here it is coming to the surface. How long he's been at this for. There were claims, weren't there, in the segment that he'd been at it, perving over the kids at school.
Talk to you first.
Because I didn't bring anything. I didn't want to do anything.
I mean, he's gone from total acceptance of the situation to he's kind of all over the place, isn't he? He was like, "Well, I want you to take me to prison and execute me," and now he wasn't going to do anything. It's just stages that he's going through, isn't it? He's kind of like he's in survival mode. He's fighting for his life, isn't he?
Whatever.
And then he knows how implausible that is. He went on that little rant then. Let's just have a listen to that again.
I need to talk to you first.
Who was it who brought that up in a video? It's like, go to prison and, execute me. I want to talk to you first. So it's like, we'll talk to you first, then we'll execute you.
Yeah. I knew it. I knew it was a setup.
No, I need you to sit down, please.
I need you to just arrest me, take me to jail, and execute me.
I need to talk to you first.
Because you know what? I didn't bring anything. I didn't want to do anything. Whatever.
I didn't bring anything. I didn't want to do anything. And then he kind of can't think of the next words to say because of how implausible it sounds. And then he just goes, "Oh, whatever," because he knows he's screwed. He'll probably be thinking, "Oh shit, there's the chat log," and then he just turns his head away. He knows he's doomed, and that's why you get that little comedy moment.
Well, why did you come here, though? Help me to understand.
Because I'm a sick son of a...
Well, that is a very honest answer to that question. I don't think anybody can say otherwise. There's obviously a level of awareness there. He's going to know. He knows that it's wrong. He knows he shouldn't be doing this. He's a fucking school teacher. It's difficult, isn't it? He's screwed.
I've never done it before. I talk about it online.
Never done it before. He talks about it online all the time. That could simply translate as, I've been trying this for ages online, and this is the first time I've ever actually been able to try and meet someone that's agreed to meet me. That's what that could translate to, because he's saying that, I talk about it online all the time. That's possible. This has been brought up before about some guys leave it to an online fantasy. And there's probably some people there's probably a lot of people like that in the world that just chat about it online, and that's a way of them getting out whatever's inside them, and they can handle it, or that's good at, or that, well, not necessarily handle it, but that's enough for them. They don't need to physically go out there and meet somebody and try and have sex with them. Just talking about it might be enough to not fulfill them. You know what I'm getting at. But what he's saying is, I talked about it online, but I've never. I think that means he's been trying and not getting anywhere. Because he kind of, he tried with the flattery. He seemed to know his way around, and he's got this Kinky Man in Corona screen name. He knows what he's doing.
All the time.
Well, help me to understand. What? I mean, do you have a compulsion, an addiction to the internet?
I've never done anything with anybody except my wife. Ever.
I don't like that when he says ever. It's really condescending. It's aggressive. I just don't like it. It makes him come across like twat, basically. Now, of course, we know he's one. But there's something about that just doesn't sit right with me. Ever. It's like, you just want to punch him, don't you? You know what I mean? And didn't really answer the question. We just go back.
A compulsion? An addiction to the internet?
Yeah, so he says yes. Have you got a compulsion or an addiction? He answers yes. There was two questions there, so that's not... that was kind of an open question. What have you got? Is it a compulsion or addiction? He just goes yes. To which one? Is it a compulsion and an addiction? Kind of...
Okay. I've never done anything with anybody except my wife.
Okay.
Ever.
Doesn't really... Oh, fuck it. I'm not playing that again. But it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, he's never done anything with his wife. Ever. Maybe he's telling the truth. Maybe he's not met anybody on, online from online before, or a kid. He's never had the opportunity. It would seem that as soon as the opportunity arose... I mean, I remember seeing him skipping... Like, not skipping literally, but kind of walking up to the house in the segment on the show, looking pretty comfortable, you know.
Now, who were you here to see?
I don't even know. And you know what? I'm going to ask you something. Am I under arrest?
You're not right now, no. But I need to ask you some more questions first. Now, you were here... No.
I think he kind of knows what... When Chris says not right now, it's a non-committal answer, isn't it? It's like, you know, if you got a brain at that point, you're going to know, oh, right, not right now, so will be. You know. And it's more desperate for somebody who's a school teacher. He knows his life is, as he knows it, it's pretty much over. Humiliation, having to tell his family. It doesn't even bear thinking about.
I want you to sit down, please.
I need to go. Can I go?
I want to talk to you a little bit more first. Please just sit down. Would you like some water?
No, I just...
Chris just desperately wants to talk to them, doesn't he? You know, I mean, obviously, you know, he's trying to make a good television show. And I think part of him genuinely wants, the journalistic part of him, genuinely wants to know what's going on in these guys' head. And that's what made him such a great host.
About the puke.
You were talking to a girl named Beth.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. You know what? I don't know.
You know how old?
No.
What did her
It's
profile
like a fucking error on that.
say?
Her profile said I'm in trouble.
That's funny. Her profile says I'm in trouble. You got that right.
Said she was how old?
She said 12 or 13.
12 or 13. Okay. So you know you were coming here for a 12 or 13-year-old girl?
No, I don't.
If the profile said 12 or 13...
My profile says 39. People, if you put it on there, it's kind of...
There's a few people that make that excuse, and that's very frustrating as well, isn't it? Well, I didn't know. It could be any age. Well, okay. But, you know, the age is there that's telling you 12 or 13. There's no reason for you to believe otherwise. You're just going to carry on because it might be older and you might legally be okay. It's just ridiculous. But like I said, you know, these guys are going to try anything, even though he's completely screwed.
A fantasy.
It's kind of a strange situation, really, because like I said, they're in survival mode, but yet they're screwed. So just fucking... I think that's why it's fluctuating between him going, yeah, execute me, you know, I'm completely screwed, there's nothing I can do, but yet other times he's trying to worm his way out of it. He doesn't know which way to go.
Okay. I'm totally screwed. I know that. But it's... Forget it.
What are you doing here on a Saturday morning, coming into a house where you believe a 12 or 13-year-old kid is home alone with no parents here? Do you have kids?
Yeah, I do.
Well, how would you feel if some guy
I
in his 20s walked into your house trying to hook up with your kids?
I feel pissed.
And he's a parent as well. It just... That is an even bigger deal to me than being a teacher. You know, you've got children, especially if you had a girl. I know it doesn't really matter, you know, what sort of gender they are, so to speak, but the fact that you give that this is a child that you want to do those things to, but you've brought a life into this world and you're a father and you're supposed to protect them, but yet you're quite happy to hurt somebody else's. It's just not. It's something that's very, very difficult to comprehend, isn't it? It really, really is. I'm sure any parents listening to this will agree.
What do you do for a living?
I'm in education.
You're in education.
Yeah.
A teacher.
Mm-hmm.
What grade do you teach?
High school.
High school.
Yes.
And you talk about this in your channel. Please. Sit down.
I won't go anywhere. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to go to jail.
But I need you just to stay by the bench there, please.
You're getting the reactions. That's why this bit's so entertaining. Or this, you know, all of the... You're seeing him squirm. You're seeing him suffer. You're seeing somebody's life ripped apart right in front of your eyes. Somebody who you would... If it was another situation, it was like Car Crash TV, you know, you'd feel guilty if it was just a normal guy you might get entertainment out of, you might, find it entertaining somebody's life being destroyed. Can't look away to, like I said, the car crash TV type scenario. But with, not that we'd like to see people's lives get destroyed, but we'll enjoy the entertainment, don't we? There's like, oh my God, what's going on? It's like you watch the news when a terrible tragedy's going on. It's entertaining. I love reading the newspaper. It's mainly filled with tragedies. But with this guy, there's no guilt behind what you're feeling because of what he tried to do. And he's going to lose his job, he's going to lose his family, he's going to lose his freedom. Everything is gone.
What are you wearing at the moment? My boxers and tank top. I sleep in.
Please don't read it. I know what it says.
And then he said this, John. Is that appropriate anyway?
Yeah, John.
That's against the law right there.
Is it?
To transmit that to somebody who you think is underage? Yes.
I didn't transmit it, though. No, I didn't transmit that to her.
You did not.
No, that's on. I think it's online. It's under an adult profile.
You didn't transmit this.
Not that I'm. No, honestly, I don't think that I did.
Please just keep your hands out of your pockets, please.
There's nothing in there. May I ask who
Do you see my pic in the chat
Oh, hang on.
window? Yeah.
Yeah, but
You think you would like that in you?
Okay, so what's all this? I didn't transmit it. I think he means that he put it as part of his profile, but didn't transmit it. I think there's a couple that have said that before. Oh, do you get what I mean? It's like you're not necessarily. It's kind of. You get caught up on. You're splitting hairs here. It doesn't really matter how she fucking got it. She saw it. You sent it to her.
How big is it? Well, you saw. Go get a can of Coke. Dang, will it hurt? A little, yes, at first. Now, what conclusion am I supposed to draw here, John?
I can't
Talk about bang to rights.
say anything. I'm done. I'm fried.
Well,
Please arrest me.
There's one thing you got to know first. Is that I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on computer patterns. Now, if there's anything else you'd like to say to explain yourself, we'd like to hear it. If not, obviously, you're free to go.
And that, there's another reason why this is so memorable. It's like, as if it's not, as if there's not enough there anyway. In what we were, what was talking about, the total breakdown of his life. All of a sudden, there's another surprise for him. The cameras come out, as well as him having to emotionally deal with all that and everything going through his head of what is in store for him in the future. Suddenly, the cameras turn out and the reaction is classic. Let's have another look.
Now, if there's anything else you'd like to say to explain yourself, we know first. Is that I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on computer patterns.
And first of all, total breakdown, isn't there? He's like, it's death. You know what I mean? To his mind, he's dead. That this is him being slowly killed. His life just gone. You know what I mean? He's just. I just can't imagine what that must be like. I mean, it happens. For us to live as we do, we're so vulnerable. We're vulnerable creatures walking around this earth where anything can happen to us at any time. We could just be gone in a second, and things like this can happen. Your house could get fucking destroyed, or anything could happen to you at any moment. It's a scary thought that we don't like to ponder on. So, of course, things like this happen to people all the time. Tragedies and accidents, things like that. But this is like that. These things happen to people, but in this situation, like I said, we like it because it's deserved, and you're seeing it right on camera, and it's so entertaining, isn't it?
Now, if there's anything else you'd like to say to explain yourself, we'd like to hear it.
And then he's still in this total state of shock, shielding himself, head down, just not knowing what to do. And then as soon as he says you're free to go, straight for the door.
So you're free to go.
And that's the end of that chapter. Yeah, I mean, wow. It's it'll always be in TCAP folklore, that little segment, won't it? It really will. But yeah, that's the end of that. I'm not going to cover the chat log. There's just no point. And I think that's pretty much that's the only footage that we got from inside the house. It was only a few minutes, so there's not that much more to go at. But yeah, okay, I'll leave it there. Please leave any comments. Let me know what you think. I'll speak to you soon.